Are we on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Microphone check. Lights. Cameras.
This is swanky. This is lifestyle. This is culture. Welcome to the social center of everything culture. Culture Daily.
Speaking more about women empowerment, and that's a subject of discussion this morning here on Culture Daily's Big Conversation. Our guests are lined up and ready for a very interesting conversation here on the show. You don't want to miss out on that, and I just encourage our women to tune in as well, wherever they are. But before we jump into the conversation, it's very important that I also let you know that we've all been there before. I understand you've played that perfect multi-bet. It's going your way until one or more pick let you down. Well, with Betway's Bet Saver feature, well, you can win even if your bet misses, and even on the multiple losses, you can still get your bet back and more. BetSaver is exclusive to Betway. Get way more. Terms and conditions apply. It's regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway, get way more. We're live on radio, on TV, and on socials here on 3Music TV and as well on plus 89.9 FM. Telecel has great news for you. Listen, we do understand that you all have ways in which you exhaust and consume your data and your voice services as well. Well, guess what? Telecel has a special made-for-me bundle, special bundles and voice data packages specially made for you. Just by dialing star 530 hash, you get to subscribe onto this amazing bundle and feature, as well as you can get same if you subscribe via the Play Store. That's Telecel, sorry, the app on Telecel Play app via the Play Store. If you can do that ASAP, you can definitely enjoy this amazing deal from Telecel. Like they say, Telecel, connecting energies. There's so much energy in the studio this morning. Before that, still, we have some bills to pay. Lenny?
Yes, grab your Cleanse hand soap today. Now, Cleanse kills 99.9% of germs and bacteria with every single use, and it's perfect for your hand washing moments throughout the day. You want to also recommend that to your friends and family as well. Just tell them to purchase Cleanse hand soap, and then you can also purchase it in different variants. So strawberry, aloe vera, antibacterial, chocolate, vanilla, and honey. The list goes on and on and on. Whichever one that suits your preference, please just grab that, and remember to stay clean with Cleanse. The GC brand is all about you. Also, talking about purchases, why not grab your Bang & Olufsen Atelier today, because you get to experience sound like never before, and you're also very much a part of the craft. This is where you also design your own bespoke masterpiece and select from exclusive creations tailored to your style. So whether it's a speaker that seamlessly fits your space or a statement piece that turns heads, remember that if you can't imagine it, then you can't hear it. Locate Bang & Olufsen at our shop at Atlantic Towers, Airport City, Accra, or you can call 0201 694341, 0201 694341. Bang & Olufsen Atelier. You dream it, we craft it.
Well, Essie,
yes.
Smile us away.
Yes, definitely. Now, every time we eat, food and sugars are trapped between our teeth, leading to tooth decay, gum disease, and in some cases, like I always say, halitosis. Now, brushing your teeth every morning and night with Pepsodent charcoal and Pepsodent herbal toothpaste is essential to keep your breath fresh. Pepsodent charcoal is made of a fine blend of fluoride with a unique combination of natural charcoal, lemon, mint, and zinc to whiten your teeth, strengthen them, and remove bad odor from your mouth. Very important. And for our herbal lovers, you can try the Pepsodent herbal toothpaste, which is infused with a unique blend of green tea and herbal extract, formulated to repair and protect your gums while giving you an all-round cooling sensation. Pepsodent herbal releases, repairs, and protects gum tissue while giving you strong teeth. Now, always remember, again, we have to prompt you to brush your teeth in the morning and before you sleep at night, since Pepsodent is an OG when it comes to educating Ghanaians on how to brush their teeth for the past 25-26 years. You need to reach out to them if you need any advice on dental health or oral care. Now, you can reach them on their toll-free number 0800 161 000, 0800 161 000, and you get to talk to a dentist for free. Also, you know that you can get Pepsodent at any shop near you. I say this again, if you go there and you don't get Pepsodent at any shop, the shop is the red flag. It is not you, because Pepsodent is everywhere. Okay, again, don't forget that Pepsodent, every smile matters.
This one day they have to dash a box of Pepsodent this week. That's ideal. Anyway, so time for our conversations now. You know, of course, globally, Wednesday has been especially associated with women. You know, it's only ideal that we celebrate women on a Wednesday. So on a beautiful Wednesday conversation like this, it's only right that we highlight our weekend activity, which is our women's brunch, happening very soon, this coming Saturday. It's by invitation, though. However, I'm going to be asking our lead team members here whether the gentlemen will be allowed to have a front row seat in this in this special occasion. Of course, International Women's Day also falls in the month of March, so it's only ideal that we amplify the conversations around women around this time globally. And here at 3 Media Networks, we are not left out of the conversation, and we also have ours. That's the Women's Brunch about to happen. This morning, we are honored to have two very special people in our midst here. Yes, they hardly make appearances. They make appearances on special days like this. We are honored to have both of them here join us in the studio. Our CEO of 3 Media Networks, Madam Rashidatu Yasmine Abdulai. I'm mixing it up. Madam Rashidatu Yasmine Abdulai joins us this morning on the show. Madam, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Yes. Our very sweetheart live in the studio as well. Our how do I put it?
Co-executive.
Yes, co-executive producer for the Women's Brunch. This morning as well, joining us here to Whitney Boakye Mensah. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Yes. It's good to have both of you joining in. And we have able OAP Lenny Lomote as well, as we celebrate women on this day, and another very fashionable OAP this morning as well. Madam Isilfa, good morning. How are you doing? Thank you. And I said I wanted to start this conversation on a very high note. I know it sparks gender conversations, but there should be a very important reason why we do this. And I want to put this across to you, Madam Rash, to start you off. Why should we celebrate women?
Thank you, Jay. I think women are worth celebrating because women are significant in the world. Without women, I believe we don't have men. Without women,
this first punch
to give that men that push, you know.
You should hear what's happening in my ears now.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
We're fine.
You remember with that saying, they said, behind every successful man, there is a woman.
Which has even now changed.
Yes. To what?
That's
behind every successful woman, there are women.
There are more women. Maybe, yes. Yes.
So women are worth celebrating. We want to celebrate women on their achievement because unfortunately, normally we don't get the world doing that bit for us. So we've taken it upon ourselves, you know, to pat each other on the back, to celebrate accomplishments, and to bring it out to the public and to let the younger ones know that it is possible. It is possible to make it as a woman. It is possible to achieve greater heights, even without a man's push.
Exactly.
It is possible.
It is very possible. Whitney, let me also throw this to you. I'll come down to the event itself and the plans we have and everything that's going to happen. But let's center the conversation still around women. Within the women or the female community, what has been co-support like in your personal years of experience or generally as well? Are we making headway? Are we growing? Is it becoming better? Is it becoming a much healthier space, you know?
It is becoming better, but there's still a lot to be done.
Exactly.
To chip into why we should celebrate women, I think that it tallies with the question you asked. We are still doing so much. We say so much about women this, women that, but the gap is still
so wide.
Very wide, very, very wide. I mean, when it comes to salaries, when it comes to even in the industry we are in, the creative space, you cannot even compare the gaps that there is. So for me, it is very, very important that it shouldn't even take a month to celebrate women. Yeah. It should be a year-long thing. And I've always said that I totally, one of my life phrases that I totally can relate is a poem by Rupi Kaur, and she says that I stand on the shoulders of 1 million women who have helped me see farther, so that other women may be able to stand on my shoulders to go farther.
Truth.
And for me, it sums it up. I cannot in any point in my life not remember when a woman has not held me, when a woman has not given me a shoulder, when a woman has not opened a door for me to walk through, when a woman has not mentioned my name at a table of opportunities, when a woman has not asked me, Whitney, are you okay? And I cannot in any space, time, or lifetime tell myself that I won't do the same for another woman. So for me, it is not just a calling to do this. It is a mandate that to whom much has been given, you should do the same for others.
It is quite interesting that, like she mentioned, Madam Rashida, she mentioned that, women, there's a bit of inequality in what is offered, to both genders. It seems that sometimes men are prioritized in certain spaces. Now, I speak on priority on leadership. It's also quite interesting to find out that most media houses and organizations in Ghana are being run by a woman. What has been this, what would you say this does to our space when we have women in leadership roles? What are some of the differences? What are some of the things that are likely to happen, the learnings, as opposed to what we see every day regular, that is a man, it's a man, it's a man, it's a man, until we get Ghana's first female president. Maybe I don't want to sound political, but kudos to the current administration for empowering a woman, as a vice. It's the first vice female president that we've had in the country. What is leadership like?
Thank you, Jay. I think in this context, a woman, I would say, will always be the best leader. That's what I have to say.
Narashi, go ahead.
Yes.
Can I clap?
Yes.
The men are holding spears.
Yes.
I can put the spears.
Yes. Women, I believe.
Madam, please looking at. Yes, please go ahead.
The truth is but one.
Yes.
And it's hard for a lot of people.
It is. Yeah. It is. So you mentioned that currently we have a female vice president. Let's be honest.
Yes. Yeah.
Have we drummed that in enough?
No.
Have we done that? We haven't. It is a big deal. But what we expected to see, have we seen it? Is it enough? Have Ghana celebrated her enough? No. And it's the same way when it comes to leadership in Ghana. Like you mentioned, a lot of media houses in Ghana or entertainment institutions in Ghana are being led by women. But to be honest, are people even aware of that? Even in our Ghanaian settings?
So how do we get intentional on this?
So we have to be intentional about it. Like Whitney mentioned earlier, we need to support each other. And I keep saying something. We don't have to just come whilst cameras are on us and say women supporting women. I can sit here and tell you emphatically that some women don't support others. It is just by when cameras are on, we support women. I don't want to give examples, but I have personally gone to, women for support to make something happen. It's as if they don't want you to succeed. So they don't give you that,
so
helping
there's a bit
hand.
of enmity.
Yes, maybe Whitney's story is different. She was fortunate to have women pushing her.
I'm intentional about the women.
Okay.
So the cameras are on. So
yes. No. I am intentional about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm very intentional about even my entire life.
Yes.
I'm very intentional about a lot of things.
So when it comes to my leadership, I am intentional about holding the hands of any female or woman that I come across and push them up there, starting from paying school fees. And so far, I would say I've never paid a school fees for a male or a man. It's not that I wouldn't want to do it. The opportunity has not presented itself, but I'm intentional. I'm very intentional about supporting women to climb that ladder.
Yes.
That ladder, whatever I can do possible to push them to climb. But unfortunately, I never had that in my career.
Good.
You two have mentioned...
I beg you, just before you chip that in, I just want my last question before you chip this in.
Okay.
Now, there are various generations. You've mentioned Gen Z, Alpha, Millennial. Yes. Have you identified any major gap between the learnings, the upbringings of your generation, your time, to what we are seeing, especially within the young girls? And what are the threats to some of the things that we have you've identified? Before I come to ACMs.
Okay. So it's also one of the things that I think our generation need to be very intentional and circumspect about and give them a lot of grace. Because I also find that, especially for our generation and the generation before us, things were not handed over to us. We worked for it. We went through the mill. Like, literally, I remember the first time I told you that I've been in the event space for over 25 years. And we did Joe Thomas, and you were like, no way.
No way.
But over the years, before we did Joe Thomas, for every day that I went to work, you know what I was doing? I was frying Kilewili for my bosses.
Wow.
Imagine.
Yeah. But it was limited to, I was just taking care of top management. And in taking care of top management, it meant that half the time I was in the boardroom when things were being discussed, things that under normal circumstances you wouldn't be hearing and all that. Then one day there was a discussion just before the concert, and something was being said. And then I remember my boss said, "Oh, Whitney, what do you think about this?" I was in my own world doing something. And then as soon as she said it, I said, "Oh, I think if this is done, that can be the result." Then it was after I said that I said, "But why did you ask me?" You know what she said? "Do you think it's everybody that has access to this level?" So indirectly, they were preparing me, but I was doing something in that preparation. That's the gap I've realized for this generation. Zero patience.
Thank you.
Soft life.
Entitlement.
So much.
Not wanting to put in the hard work, but wanting the soft life.
Yes.
And they have and in having that, they have a list of boxes they're taking.
They want to take,
And in that boxes they're taking. So 18, I've left school. 20, I'll be in uni. So by 21, 22, I should be living in East Legon.
Yes.
I should be driving a Porsche Cayenne. I should be doing this. I should be doing that.
Yeah.
And that is not happening. So they don't get why Rash and I would tell them that you need to go through the mill and work towards that.
No.
Also because they've realized that they're being exposed to so many things that we were not exposed to.
Yeah.
The first person I was calling a mentor was the women at GBC I worked with. So Theresa Dogbe, Sarah Kofi, the group of women from the women in broadcasting era, Auntie Getty, all those women. Those were the mentors I had. Then, fortunately, I come from a home where it's alpha females. So the first woman I ever saw in a big post was my grandmother. She's the first female deputy governor of Bank of Ghana in Ghana. So I didn't have an excuse to be mediocre.
Not to make it,
But even in that, you have to go through the mill. I keep telling people I'm the first generation in my family to be doing creatives. Nobody in till date, nobody does that in my family. So you go to a family meeting and the bunch of bankers and stocks people are discussing, the bunch of lawyers, and then there's me and the Gen Zs. Because because of my space, I kind of understand their language and their songs and all that.
I want to throw a slightly tough question to you, Madam Rash. In the defense of the new generation and the choice that they pick, is it bad?
Sometimes.
And if we say sometimes, why should it be bad if I aspire to drive a Range Rover at 20?
Yes, you aspire to drive a Range Rover at 20. The question is, at what time would you attain those heights and make that money to buy that Range Rover? The new generation, as Whitney mentioned, have to understand that you need to save. You need to save before you get to, that level of acquiring a Range Rover. Let me give an example. As I mentioned, I said Whitney's story is different from mine. she was privileged to have some
Alpha,
good,
lawyers,
yes,
bankers.
lawyers, and had female
Your house, I want to be
who
inside
pushed, who pushed her, up. Unfortunately, I happened to serve female bosses, but to be honest, I didn't get the best. It wasn't that rosy. I remember a time I had to come home for maternity leave, which happened to be 4 months. But I had to go back within 3 months.
Nothing is even fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair. That's why we are asking for
So mine, it wasn't like the business was asking me to come back. But a male boss was trying to push his
person.
in-law in my role.
So you had to come or lose
He
it.
brought in the family. I trained the guy. Me, the female, trained the guy. Then when I went on maternity leave, thinking that the guy was going to, check on my stuff for me. So when I come back, but I heard someone called me that, look, Rash, you have to stop everything you are doing and return back to work. If not, you lose your job. Yeah. Is it fair? These are some of the things. Because I happen to be that gender F. So therefore, I need to stop everything after, say, cesarean session. 3 months, I was back at work. And did I get any female boss speaking for me? No.
I like this point because
yes. My HR director was a female.
Inequality, yes.
So what I expected her to do was to say, no, this is unacceptable.
To not let that happen.
You have 4 months leave. Go back and do your work. Go back and take off your child, and your work will be secured for you.
But
that didn't happen.
Yeah. I think that I've also had bosses from hell. I know there's a Netflix series like that, Bosses from Hell, where your boss just doesn't like you because you are the next generation of them and you're more confident, you know what you're about.
Yes.
You say what you want to say and all that. And they just can't get it. Yes. And then I feel like because they didn't have it, and that's why we are being intentional. Yes. They didn't have it that soft, or they didn't have it that well to climb to the top. When they get there, they put it at the back of their mind that I should do it.
They should do the same thing.
That is wrong.
But that is wrong.
So Jay, that brings it to my point. That's why I'm being intentional. I remember telling my assistants just 2 days ago that had I wanted to use my training or what I went through, my career journey, to manage staff here,
you fire.
Thank you.
People will not survive.
People will not survive. Yeah. I'll be firing left, right, center, and I'll definitely be a monster.
Okay, Madam, please. But, okay, sorry.
I wanted to ask about intentionality, and then they went all the way and came back to it. So let me just.
Okay, ask.
In being intentional, working with other women, and this will go to both Madam Rash and then Whitney. In working with women, I understand that you say that you've been intentional, right? But to which point does the intentionality end? Because with some people, you can be as intentional as you want, right? But you also understand that in the workspace, home training, whether you like it or not, also counts much, right? And some people don't want to be molded. Some people don't. There's a barrier, there's a wall, So at which point does it end for you where you say, you know what, it's okay, I don't want to push through anymore with this person or that?
Where she has decided she'll be soft about some things because she is at the top and she's managing. Me, I don't have patience for that. Okay, that's true. Yeah. You need to, when you have to call it, this isn't working for me, you call it. Because I also realized that, especially for us who do like mainstream concerts and all that, a lot of, especially these young girls, when they come around, I want to do protocol, I want to do sit feeling, I want to do this. That is really not why they come. I realized for most of them, even for events. I realized at some point that some people actually thought I had a magic wand, that when I get to the space, I use it and then everything is there. Then you come in and have fun. They do not want to go through the process of we are setting up the night before till the next day.
Or even days before.
Before you see what the end results that come. For some people who come, they want the access to meet celebrities like Jay Foley. Yeah. They want the access to be at the concert. Yeah. They want the access to take pictures and all that and not necessarily do the work. That's not the space for you. Yeah. Pay and come to the event.
How about Madam? Madam didn't.
Okay,
yes. So like Whitney mentioned, but I also have my ending points.
Okay.
So for me, I'll use 3Music especially. Most of the female staff that I have, some are straight from school, and we gave them opportunities to grow. We mentored them, we trained them, and we are giving them their own, on-ground training.
Yeah.
But there's a breaking point. So if I see you are that kind of a person who wouldn't want to change, like you are saying, I'll let you go.
Okay.
You can't be patient forever. The
yeah.
fact that me being intentional doesn't necessarily mean that if you cannot change, I'll keep you. Then I don't want my business to grow. I want my business to collapse. And I don't think that's why we are all here. The whole plan is to get this institution moving from 1 to 2 to 3. So others can also come in and get opportunities to work. So if you are being given a platter to grow and you don't want it, I'll cut it somehow. An example is I worked in Airtel Tigo. I had some female staff who were not pushing. I kept giving them chances. People were complaining. When I decided to leave the institution, 2 months when I was serving my probational period, I fired them. They never understood.
Okay, she scolded them.
Yes. They did not understand why I did that. So people about, wow. I called them into a meeting. I said, do you know why I did what I did? No, madam. I said, look, I've given you a very long rope. You seems not to be changing. I'm able to, mentor you and give you that time to grow. Another boss wouldn't have that kind of patience I have. And should they come in and see your attitude, they will say, I'm not competent enough. Why did I allow such a staff to work here?
So they should go with you?
So they should go with me, go learn from another institution. And I can tell you that today, wherever they found themselves now, they are other telcos. They are doing so well.
Okay, madam, let me come to AC. Let me throw the heat on AC. AC is a young, also fresh out of school. You've risen through the ranks. Congratulations, you've done an amazing job. Yes, and we are all proud of you. But I also want truth from you. Our much older women, females, from 40 plus, or mid 30s, 40 plus that go. Are they providing are they understanding the community that young girls find themselves in today? Non-comparable to their generation as well. Do you think that they understand? We can understand them, but do they understand you?
Well,
be brutal and honest. You are here with us, please. Say it as it is.
Before I say anything, I'd like to say a big thank you to all three
Are you
women.
sure?
Yes.
Okay.
All three women over here, because in their own very special ways, they've held my hand. And I admire you from afar. Every time, when I found out about the work you do and how you come here, it's just been amazing. I just watch you from afar. And Madam Rash believed in me first off when I came here and gave me the opportunity. And Lenny has held my hand throughout, and
she's softening us.
I hope you all heard that my name wasn't in it.
No, I'm talking about. Are you a woman? Are you a woman? About women?
Are you a woman?
When they ask a man question, they want to hear a woman's name in it. You finish. We are here.
Okay.
Steve, you here?
Oh, relax. And if I want to use these women in addition to my
just so you know,
mom,
sorry to catch you again. Yesterday, Madam Rice, Steve was lying on the ground taking videos to make her look good.
No.
Steve was lying on the ground.
You asked about women.
You
asked about women.
Today is our day.
I don't know why you want to fit into the conversation. You asked about women.
It's fine.
The funny thing yesterday when I was saying thank you, they said I shouldn't say thank you. So
it's cool. Yeah, we are fine.
Anyways, moving on.
Yes.
Now, if I'm looking at the women that I would say God has given me in my life to take me through, it's been a very nice journey learning. But I know that if I hadn't opened up for them to help me out, I'll still be in the same spot. Now, as a younger person, I'm not going to lie, sometimes it's really upsetting because we feel like we can Google anything we want to Google. You know, we don't need to ask an older person that, like, how do we do this? But then you get there and you realize that sometimes there are certain things that you would only get by experience. If you don't, if you haven't been through it before, maybe Google or whatever AI will tell you what it's supposed to be. What if you get there and it's not supposed to be that? Yeah. And so for younger people who end up opening up to older women to get advice from them, you realize that young women like that soar higher. You realize that they have an older woman in their corner. But for the other younger women who decide that I'm going to do it on my own, I'm not saying that they are unable to succeed. Some of them are able to, but they probably have tougher stories and make more mistakes Because if I open up to Madame Rash and I ask her, whatever she went through, she will tell me, and so I won't have to make her mistakes. You get it? But if I want to go and do it myself, I'll make way more mistakes, hers plus mine all together. And you get there and you might not even feel happy about the position that you're in because of probably the stuff you've done to get there. I believe that there are women who are very open about helping younger women, right? Examples that people have mentioned.
Yes.
But I also believe that there are some women who want to treat the younger women how they were treated.
Yes.
I've experienced women like that too. And I have toiled and suffered, you know. And so I'm going to say that you need to find someone that you resonate with. Someone that you know you can work with, someone that you know you can open up to, regardless of how tough it's going to be, and be ready to assimilate all the lessons they are going to teach you. If you are not ready as a young person, you're not going to get it. And it has to be like not a 50-50 thing, but both parties have to be willing. If the person you want to mentor you isn't willing, forget it. You will not know in secrets, because what Whitney was talking about giving them that access. Someone will say, me, my own is just kill it over here. I'm not going to stress myself, right? But she was listening, and when she was asked to give an opinion, she had one, and it made sense to them, right? But someone will just be there and not have. So it has to be like a 50-50 thing. If I'm willing and the older person is also willing to help, great. But young people nowadays, some people just feel like, you know what, the fast life. And to anyone out there listening to me, is fast. It's going to end soon, unfortunately.
So let me just
the
add
faster
up.
it is, the faster
So
it is.
last year, we had, we have a program called Refresh. So we normally go to some schools to go give mentoring and all that. We went to a school and we did some mentoring. You will not believe the kind of stories I read on my phone because they took my numbers. And what the topic of discussion that day, or the examples that I gave them regarding my upbringing and climbing the ladder, what it did for some of them.
I can imagine.
I couldn't just believe it myself. Just going there to have that talk with that over 400 or 500 ladies, and the messages, my phone kept up until today.
I can imagine.
And according to some of them, they've spoken to their friends, they've gone online, like Essie is mentioning, thinking that they'll get that kind of solution, but they never. But they were even afraid to venture on with whatever they saw, online. But hearing it from another woman, from another person, gave them that strength. And they were fearless. They were able to face those challenges. And today, some of their bosses or lecturers got issues. Some are with the disciplinary committee. As you and I
want to pose another tough question back to you and Whitney, and then I'm sure the ladies in the house will support this. Now, you see, it's about understanding it. Yeah. So it is quite obvious that a lot of top positions globally seem to be male-oriented and male-managed. Yes, and men are in the lead, and in all the conversations, in the rooms that matter, you have men. This morning, I don't know whether it's because we're doing a Discuss Women's brunch, but there's a lady that popped up on my X handle. I think she tells so many roles in so many different positions, and I'm wondering, like, wow, and we were not talking about this.
Yeah.
Okay. Pardon me?
Bozoma St. John.
Is that her name? She was being introduced by Jimmy Fallon, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that's Bozoma.
And then this morning she's 10 it's over. So
Oh, really?
Oh, she did something.
she's on Real Housewives of
Yes.
And then she was interviewed yesterday.
Okay.
And Garcelle, Garcelle Bouvet.
No, I don't.
Garcelle did Coming to America.
Okay.
Yeah. Garcelle's left the show. She just announced yesterday she's left the show. So Andy Cohen was asking them, what do they, she and another cast member, what do they think about Garcelle leaving the show? And she was mean. And the whole of Instagram is
on
like
fire.
Black community is upset that even if you have beefs with her, don't do it on
TV.
Okay, good. Yeah, I love what you just said. They have just set themselves on the grill for me. So, so in understanding this, the choices that some women make, yes, I do agree that as a result of very, very unfair treatment from the male community, but some choices that women make is the reason why sometimes there's people are skeptical about having women take the lead in some roles. For example, when an opportunity was presented to her like this, it's just gone. It's gone south. Would we say that women themselves carry a certain I don't want to say lack of something, lack of a certain management skill that sometimes creates this perceived unfairness, so you'd have women even vote for men to take over certain things? Or is it just that because I'm not a woman, I don't understand that, listen, what every man can do, a woman can do 2 times?
No, I think sometimes we forget our own challenges and biases towards other women.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We forget that. And for me, like what I was in the car when you came. I was in my car because when she came, I could have easily come out to talk to her, but I was so engrossed in reading this thing, and I was downright disappointed. I was disappointed in this because, one, you're on a platform where the two of you were the only first 2 black women to be on that platform. Beverly Hills is predominantly white, like white, Karen White. So,
Karen White.
So, in going into that space, you should have that at the back of your mind and know that whatever I would say about my fellow black woman, it's going to be the image of black women to this current. That we are aggressive, we are this, we are that, all those things about us. So on that biases, we should be able to hold ourselves very accountable when we are given positions.
Yes.
And most of the time, I don't know if it's an issue of when you get to the top, then the power goes into your head, then you forget that.
I don't think so. It's an attitude.
Or it's inbuilt, and then when the power, because I always say that when people say that, this person is because they've got money now, they are arrogant, they are this. I said that money is just projecting what is in them.
You've not got into that position as well, so
it's what's inbuilt that comes out. Listen, when people were touting all this Jim Fallon thing and this and she this and she this and she this, I was one of the people that I was not buying into that. I've gotten to a position in my life where man or woman, I just don't buy into some things about you. The question a friend and I were discussing, we were like, but in the space of the places she's left, it was like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months.
Too short.
and that's a problem.
Oh,
right?
okay.
That's a problem.
I don't buy
No,
into
that's a
that.
problem.
Yeah.
So already
In HR, that's
you
a
are
problem.
Yes.
You are
So
the
this
problem.
morning, even with the comment she made about Garcelle, guess what? People said now it goes to push the
Buttress.
narrative about her that she does not stay long in positions of
places.
power because she has an attitude problem and she doesn't rock with other sisters.
Exactly.
I've been so sad about that.
It's true.
So sometimes I think that we forget that at a point, even if this is inbuilt, I need to not push that bias and rock with other sisters so that I will not be the only person sitting at this table at the helms of affairs.
But Whitney, that's where the problem is. If it's inbuilt, it's very difficult for one to change.
Yeah.
I was going to ask how.
Because I don't want to make you happy.
Yeah.
But
That's the truth.
men don't hardly do that to us.
No.
Are you happy now?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm very, very happy.
So
Thank you for
But
closing
sometimes
that.
as well, for men, theirs is more sexual than
Than-
it is.
Okay, so Jay,
It's
wow.
true.
so Jay, to your question,
Yes, madam.
it is a yes, but it's not all women. Some have attitudinal problems, and I don't want people to think that it's because you've gotten to that level in life.
That's why you have
you
it.
just changed. It is in you already.
Yeah.
So when you had that power, you felt that that's the time to unearth it. And some of us can get to whatever height, will not change.
Yeah.
We went to my school, old school reunion somehow last year, and I happened to be the chairperson. I could see everybody was just looking at me but because I was mingling with everybody, we're eating on them, everything. But you could see people were stealing glances at me. Rashida is doing this, Rashida is doing that. And a colleague of mine even made a comment, went to a hotel. The hotel was unkept and all that. So we're all together. Oh, we need to scrub, we need to do this. Then one of my colleagues just opened the mouth, a male figure. Oh, Rash in herself, a big past this place. But at the shock say, so I said, no, don't do that. Because he supplied something to me in my house. So I said, don't do that. It has nothing to do with where Rash. I'm still the Rash you people knew.
It's an years conversation,
back. Yeah. And I'm not going to change because it's me. I'm not going to be a CEO today and change. I've been a general manager before. I never changed. I've been an assistant general manager. I never changed. That is me. And another female or woman will have my position and you'll be surprised.
Yeah.
Because it's in that person.
Yeah.
So they feel because they have power, they can now unearth.
Yeah.
So to your question, it's a yes and a no. But it's more attitudinal based and not
interesting
women's attitude.
I
generally.
need to ask this question.
Go ahead, ask.
Because I feel like I've been bashed about it, and it would be great if we answer it here. Now, someone might be doing something very wrong online, a woman, and when women call it out, it's termed as women not supporting women.
No.
And when you don't call it out, then men go like, you don't call out your own women. So I want us to know, when do we draw the line? Because it's very tough. Lenny, we've been to this with all the time.
That's why I'm laughing.
We go through with you all the time. Like,
when we have a pen, you draw the line.
Something is happening online and we're dragging the woman in. We are trying to tell you that this is wrong. It projects on us wrongly, right?
Yes.
But then when we say it, it's like, and you're not supporting her, and you're not saying. But then
when you don't say it,
do you want to follow? Do you want to follow the creature called man or human being?
The truth is but one.
That's it.
And that is why, for me, I love the fact that even amongst the industry, they always say that. I think it was Jackie Appiah who said, women's commissioner and headmistress. She doesn't care who you are. She's going to tell you. If it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong.
That is it.
Yeah.
Right is right. If
wrong
even
is
that
wrong.
should be.
That is it.
And I
so
think
do we
also
draw the line and say that this is something right? Just admit it.
People should also soak it in that when you do something wrong and somebody says that you are wrong, it doesn't
they are
mean
not
the
against
person
you. They are
doesn't
against
like
what you did.
You understand?
So I feel
You've
like
done
with
something
men
wrong,
they can
so
take
it's
it, but
okay for them.
unfortunately, I feel like some women are able to take it when you tell them they are wrong. The first thing that comes to their mind, especially in our generation, is you don't like me.
No, unless the person is always hating on you, whether you do the right thing or the wrong thing, the person is always hating. But at the point where you are wrong, you know you are. Sometimes when you do things, you know that you've done something wrong, and the person bashes you, and you know that you are
also like pushing gender narratives on that.
Yes.
Wrong gender narratives on that.
Yes.
Because I don't see how. For example, so this is out there, so I can clearly say it. When Afiodo and Sister Fia were at each other's and they were causing all that uproar on social media, the day I got both of them, I told each of them my peace of mind. I didn't mince words, that there are already narratives about us.
Yeah.
And the two of you are buttressing on that by calling each other names that we do not want you guys to call us. And then when you are done, and now the guys call you,
then you have a problem with that.
Then you want us to fight for you.
No.
It doesn't work that way.
Doesn't.
So honestly, if the person is wrong, call out the
person
wrong.
is wrong.
No boundaries with pen, nothing.
Not at all.
Sometimes that is what they even need to hear, because for a lot of people, when they get to a certain stage, they have so many yes people around them.
Yes, man.
They get away with a lot of things. Yes. So you need to call that
this
out.
week. Okay, madam, please.
Yeah, I happen to break out relationship with a number of friends, so I don't have friends because they always say, "Madam, do right." Because if it is wrong, it's wrong.
Yeah.
I will say it as it is. I wouldn't miss words. So if you don't want me to correct you, then I wouldn't want to mingle with you.
The boys were saying when you were probably younger that you belong.
you see, that's another thing. That's another thing. And
I remember in my career life, people always tell me that you are not a woman, you are a man. Why do they say that?
Why?
Because
you see,
I'm able to work with all manner of persons. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, as should be.
See, I'll study your character.
Yes.
And I see how
I relate with you.
So 2025 Women's Brunch is about to happen.
Yes.
What are we hoping to do to make this narrative as we speak, amplified and continue to try to change mindset, character, attitude. Let's talk about what we are taking away from this year's Women's Brunch.
The good thing about Women's Brunch is we walk our talk. So we try to be the leverage for a lot of, especially young women who want to come into the creative space, to be the shoulders they step on. We've told them over and over the challenges we had before we got into the space. This is the platform where we are making available for you not to have those challenges. But in also doing that, we've realized that you can't move on with the future without the past. So one of the biggest thing about us is bringing the past and the future together. And the stories from the past enables the future to learn and do better. So that's the good thing about Women's Brunch. That's what sets us apart from every other one.
What conversations, and I know Lenny, you were moderating this, so what conversations are you hoping to have, with our panelists who will be there as well?
Okay, so this is called community conversations, right? And then sister stories. So for the sister stories, what I'm looking at is sharing what it is as women in corporate or high-flying women who have achieved, a certain level of success. Because usually, especially in today's day and time as well, unfortunately, because we want the fast life, we want the soft life without putting in the hard work, a lot of women are rather falling to the hookup culture, whether we like it or not. That's what has become. Even though it's been there for time, now is really big, right? Now you're looking at people who started this 20, 30 years ago. So you starting a year 2 in, you can't expect to get onto that stage or own that house or own that car like someone who has put in the work. So for our sister stories, I just want our women who are going to be our panelists to truly share their success stories that have gotten them onto the level that they are at now. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it will inspire
and they should also add the difficulty and the processes they went through.
Because it's never really easy.
Yes, it's never easy. So we don't paint a picture as if
it's all perfect.
It's all perfect.
And that's what I'm excited about, so that we have women to look up to, women who have done it. So we know that if we're going to do it this way, this is what we'll have to go through. These are some of the stories. So
you don't just wake up tomorrow and you own a house at
Madam went through it, Whitney went through it, Lenny went through it. And so if I'm going through it,
you're not alone.
Yeah, hope that you're
and
going
then
to
I also think that there's some level of capacity building when you go through certain things, right? And then when you get to the top, you know that I've seen this before, right? So you have your experiences. But if you just rush through and you are there, you don't have any experience.
I keep saying something. Let's continue to persevere. Push. Mentor really ourselves and get ourselves trained. With this, from the beginning, it looks rocky. But if you build your house on a stronger foundation, we all know what will happen. And if you decide not to build a stronger foundation and do something haphazard, rain comes, what happens?
It will all come tumbling down. And then the community conversations for all of us to engage. If you want to speak to someone that you look up to, if you want to have contact with that person, if you want mentorship from that person, then in the community conversation.
And I also want to add that let's be the women out there who have made it. Let's be opened. Let's help the other generations. Someone just want to have a word or two with you for you to inspire them. But you see, when we meet at such programs, we say networking, doesn't really work. We'll say network, we'll network. The next moment, maybe I'm networking with you. I need you, I pick up a phone. You don't give me that opportunity. And it's happening a lot. You go for a networking session, you see maybe a policewoman there, you network with her. Tomorrow you have an issue, you call her. Then even she will be encouraging you to pay that bribe. So are we helping each other? Do you understand? Instead of she putting the person down and letting the person know that, no, I think this is wrong. And even if this is what that person did, can you give her another chance? So it encourages me to know that, oh, I'm a woman supporting a woman. So there's no way that 3Music, a woman comes in here to request for support that I'll ever say no. Unless I'm not in the know.
Hey, Cyril, then we have to come in again. So real quickly, now, 40 women were selected, not by, by any, let's just say that there are more than 40 women across the African continent, who are influencing the entertainment space, probably over 400, over 4,000 or 4 million. But of course, for what space would allow us, we can highlight a few to represent the many. So I do not want women within the space to think that it is by choice or by personal interest or such. It's just what can accommodate here. We wish we could all be on there.
Yes.
So these 40 women have been selected across the African continent, and each of these women in their own spaces have influenced other women or have been influenced by other women to reach certain heights. From Apefa to Amare to Aya Nakamura to Beatrice Ajiman, Bella, Beryl.
That's Bonang. No, that's Boity.
Boity, yes.
Bonang.
I can't mention all. To Dinah Hamilton,
Kiki,
Dolores Frimpong, A.K. Delay, Colette, Caroline, Gina, Julieta Sante,
Empress Gifty,
Mo Abudu. The list is endless. We have all 14 on our socials. 40, I beg your pardon, on our socials. You can go and check them out as well. For this year of 2025, like I said, there are more, but we can only speak to a few. We wish you could have put all the pictures, but it would be a very daunting task to get that to happen. So, without saying much, I think that again, congratulations to all our women who have made this. Madam Rash, thanks to you and a continuous commitment to making this happen. To Whitney, it's been an amazing journey as well with you and your commitment to making sure that this event happens regardless. Congratulations and thank you so much.
We were even doing it in COVID, eh?
Yes. So, on behalf of all the men, we are thankful. And hoping that we don't get handkerchief and boxes on Father's Day and on Valentine's Day.
On Men's Day. There's Men's Day. Which actually matches on, it falls on Toilet Day.
Whitney.
So World Men's Day falls on that day, and they are not changing.
Whoever did that,
but you see, they have to change their narrative.
So no problem. No problem. Whitney, your continuous commitment to this brunch has been has not been unnoticed, and I do believe that everybody out there understands this. Madam Rash, as well, your commitment to always making sure that our staff is well balanced with male and female in here, and we are hoping that your PA very soon will be a male. We are also advocating for that. Oh, can't you also advocate for hires on women's? That's it. PA will be a male. So but we are thankful that this accountant is a male, so that the money. Imagine you had a female accountant.
Oh please!
Like no man will go out.
Really?
Already accountants are very, very chisel, if I want to say. And imagine having a female accountant. Then like no money will go out.
Everything and do a good job.
No,
Yes, not what Jay was going to say.
No,
Jay saying that if it's a woman, she'll be chiseled more than the word chisel.
that's not what Jay wanted to say.
Have you ever tried asking Lenny to buy you something before?
I don't buy women do not spend.
No. I said Lenny. I mean women.
Women spend the most. What he wanted to say. You didn't realize how he did the U-turn. He wanted to say that if you make a female an accountant, she will spend all your money. That's what he wanted. You didn't notice. And then he started chipping in and he did the U-turn. I don't know how you didn't get the sarcasm in Jay's what he was saying.
You cannot accuse me such.
So I just want to make this to those listening to us,
yes,
and our male counterparts out there. If the women do well in their various works of life, let's stop attributing it to one guy who was in their position. Please, it hurts because if you go all the way to make things happen, then they cannot praise you, the woman, and isolate you.
Yes,
but they have to somehow say this.
It was because this person, this guy did this.
I think it's not encouraging. It's not. And no matter what they do, women can always do it better.
Yes. No. At this point in time, I'm against four men as well. I can't say much. But thank you so much.
Do we not do it better?
We'll do it better. We'll take our time.
Do we not? It's a yes or no.
More diligence, more meticulous.
Yes.
It's a yes or no. Do we not do it better?
It is a yes, Jay.
More attention.
So he can't say yes.
In the car tire, which one?
Okay, Jay.
No, but
for example,
Asana,
when Asana is fixing the mic, it will shock you. Seamless.
Yay.
Asem, after 3 years of commitment,
I said yay.
they use one day to judge you. I said no problem. I said no problem. Yesterday, when something funny happened, we're filming Just Vibes, a new season, and 4 men were standing in the hot sun, holding camera, lapel, this, and 1 woman was sitting in an air-conditioned Mercedes. Yes. But no problem, it's all good though. But anyway, we love what we do. So thank you so much. We're looking for Saturday, a great conversation.
Sure.
Airport View Hotel.
Airport West.
Airport West.
I keep
Airport
mixing these two.
West.
Sorry, those two hotels can sometimes be confusing. But pardon me, please. So Airport West Hotel.
Yes.
That's located at the
Mary Mother of Good Counsel.
Till
Yeah.
Road inside. Yeah, if you are in there, you find African Regent Hotel. That's
Yes.
stretch.
Yes.
Yes.
Stretch, yeah.
So Airport West Hotel. So please, 10 a.m. we'll converge there, but we'll bring you highlights on Monday as well,
Sure.
in case you miss out. Our social media will bring you live updates. So thank you so much. Looking forward to this event and all the hard work that you've put in. Please, on that note, the sound guys who are all male, the technicians who are male,
They should
and
stop
then
it.
Just had to.
the
We
OAP,
just had to.
yeah, who are it's a male on behalf of all of.
Culture Daily was brought to you by Telecel.